In order, roll call. Larry Murphy's here.
Brian Mattson here.
That'd be on to me.
Connie Steinman here.
Brett Malik here.
And Amy.
Oh, Amy Lane.
Pardon?
Amy Lane.
Got it.
Sorry, I didn't know if I was supposed to.
Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Public hearing, none. Approval of agenda, anything to add? We have. Approval of minutes of last month's meeting. But if anything new needs to be changed, otherwise we entertain a motion to accept that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Excuse me, to approve the minutes. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, motion carried. New business permit update.
The only thing that's on there is Holiday submitted plans. It looks like they're gonna change to a Circle K. And put up a couple of directional signs. I made them aware that there's that potential right of way issue with their big signs, and they acknowledged it all, so. Nothing crazy.
Good.
I don't know what we should do if somebody builds without a permit.
Well,
How we should approach it. Give them a little reminder.
It's the one there. Take care of that noise.
Just a little reminder, hey, you need a permit for that. Can you fill it out?
I did have one person, I think it was for a deck though, fill it out.
Yeah, that was after the
Okay.
fact.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I know they permitted, that's the funny part, they permitted the driveway for that one. The two guys came in and got a permit for the driveway. The building was already up.
I mean, it was more than 200 square feet, right?
Yeah, it's a 30 by 40, I think.
Okay, yeah, you need a permit for that.
So that's what I figured, just a reminder to them. No sense in getting crazy, but
Yeah,
just some kind of a, maybe you gotta fill.
should have a little letter or some form letter or something to send out.
It's for the county so they can tax you more.
Yeah, I mean, really, I
That's
think,
all it amounts to.
I think the county used, because I send this to them
Yep.
quarterly, right? And I think they use that as addresses, like, well, we're gonna go here and
Yeah.
check this place out.
Update assessments.
Yeah.
Okay,
Chief Lane.
Chief Lane. Amendment proposals.
I can hunt chipmunks in the front yard, is that what you're saying?
Yes, everyone. Okay, so this was something that it was ironic. Brett recently brought this up again, and this was an ordinance that I had started working on actually last year, and it just kind of went by the wayside. But we do have properties in city limits that has considerable amount of acreage. Did you send them the information I had? What I emailed you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
printed it all out.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
well, I wasn't sure. So our, what I'm proposing is right now we have obviously an ordinance that doesn't allow firearm use in city limits. There are some individuals who own a lot of acres in city limits that, from my understanding, they're already rifle hunting and they have for many, many years. As long as certain criteria is met. And Brett and I kind of looked at this map and it was whatever, kind of what I was thinking already, but the rural residential areas, which if you look up there, it's the green areas. I think those would be the safe areas in city limits that we shouldn't run into any issues with it. I did pull a couple examples of ordinances that do allow it. Just the ones I was able to pull quick would be Sabika has one, they changed theirs in 23. Raynard has one and Bemidji has one. So Kind of looks like the standard acreage for, well, Bemidji and Brainerd had 5 acres or greater. That kind of is an icky thought to me, depending on what you're hunting with. I'm not aware, these smaller ones that we have kind of out on Stocking Lake Road, that little strip, nobody hunts there. The one down further, that's all, the one that's south of, County Road 31.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's all owned by the same family, south of 31. So that little strip there, the 4.97, the smallest one, there's a house there. That wouldn't be of concern since they own all the acreage around it. And then you have, like the Moninga family owns down just north of 350th and west of 71, obviously around like the campground area. So I think it would be appropriate if you guys agree to look into amending the ordinance further to allow that.
Well, we don't have an ordinance on it to begin with.
If you have an ordinance that says it's not.
That's
allowed,
prohibited, right? Okay,
I
so,
said amending it.
yeah, cause I looked at these, right? And I mean, so what's our left and right limits then for acreage wise? Or are we gonna say only rural residential? What are your thoughts?
I think we should do the rural residential areas
Okay,
and keep it limited to that.
Acreage limitation, in mind.
Well, I suppose that would probably apply if somebody ends up selling the land in the, in the future.
I'm concerned with the 5 acres, 'cause that isn't much if you're shooting a
No.
large rifle.
No, I know. I don't like the 5 acres either.
That eliminates little ones.
Well, so the little ones like here, this is all owned by the same family. It's just split off. This. 'Cause I know, Brett, did you say it was Brad Carlson that had asked about this property he bought? Cause he has the 5.9.
yeah.
I think that the house is on.
Not happy.
Does he own?
Somebody else owns that other 32 he sold now.
Somebody else owns the rest of it. So he was wanting to hunt. Am I correct? And that's 5.99.
Okay, that's a little,
As with the house?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's,
but, and he doesn't own that surrounding 32.
Well, I would say probably not then, right? Because,
I think a lot of it counts, you have to take into consideration what your terrain is, because obviously if it's just open swamp, there's gonna be nothing to stop your rounds. He does have some woods there. So I don't know, you guys would have to decide. 5 acres is not a lot.
Well, if they go to sale at some point and start plotting it off, there should be a limit as to how.
would that change? from
Yeah.
Residential to,
well, I was gonna say then at that point, if they're gonna plat it off and, have a plan unit of development, I would imagine they would ask the city to consider rezoning that.
the rezone.
Because 5 acres, I mean, you could sell 5 acres, but that's not.
I guess, I would think rural residential would be adequate to allow it there, and then if it's developed, then it would take it out of the rural residential.
Well, according to the laws, you can't shoot within 500 feet of a building anyway, so. If you,
Yeah,
so if you have a house on it in 5 acres, you probably.
Yeah.
Well, it's, as long as it's the local people that own the property doing hunting, they're not gonna shoot toward town, most likely. They're most
I would
likely
hope
smart enough to.
yeah,
They can ask permission too from the people next to them.
Yeah, and that is part of it.
Garden, I would think.
That is part of it too, so it lays out in here, privately owned land with the permission of the property owner.
Yeah.
That's laid out in the Brainerd one.
Okay.
And then it says you have to meet all other requirements under Minnesota law for discharge of firearms. So that covers that as well.
I would think it's covered then.
So I'm a big fan of not overcomplicating things. And if we could just do rural residential,
Yeah, okay.
We'd be good with that. And then my next question is, I know, so there's an application,
And-
Brainerd actually, go ahead.
And so yeah, I mean, I think you're gonna get into it. How do you want to regulate it, if at all?
Well, I think if it's not the landowner, they should have some kind of permission or.
Yeah, so that is. City of Brainerd actually has an application people have to fill out for this. It's a permit. Sabika also does it. Sabika charges $100 for a one-time fee for the property owner.
Oh.
I'm not a super big fan of charging when you already pay a lot in taxes. Why should we make you pay? But, Ty kind of said, well, make sure people have insurance, make sure they're covered.
Is this gonna be run through your office?
The permits would.
Okay.
Yeah, the permit makes sense.
Needs to
because
be
At least then if the neighbors say, hey, there's somebody shooting over there, we can look
Yeah,
and say they have a permit.
I'm not a big fan of adding a fee on top of it either with expensive as everything it is. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I mean, when we talk about fees for these kind of things, a lot of that goes into the time that the city staff have to put into, determining whether, or making a determination, right? And so we ask a fee that's committed, that,
Covers that or.
with the time and effort being put into it. And I think in this case, if we create our form correctly with all the information, there's not going to be a real time commitment to it. So, if we do that smart, then I would agree and concur that we shouldn't charge a fee.
Policy then. You just have to finish up your policy that you started.
Oh, the ordinance?
The ordinance.
Well, I haven't started it yet. What I did is I got examples of
Yeah.
it, but I mean, this should not need to be a long ordinance by any means. It's like if you live in this area.
So what do you go in with our land use ordinance? Just be an
Uh,
amendment to our land use ordinance, probably.
I think we would want to put something under rural residential specific to this. This is like maybe a little asterisk at the bottom. Also included in, what section was this in? 92? Or that this is in our ordinance? I would have to double check again exactly, but it's located in another place, so we'd want to update both places. It would be my thought.
And then being the ordinances, they have to be codified and all that good stuff.
Yeah. We'll go through the whole public hearing process. I mean, I would anticipate at our next zoning meeting, we'll actually have some documents in front of you of like, hey, this is what it looks like inside our ordinance. And then we'll send it all to city council, and then we'll get the public hearing process going. So, and I mean, amending ordinances, I'm a huge fan. I'm really glad that the commission does it because I don't think a lot of cities do. So it's good that we stay on top of it. And, I think if anything else comes out of the woodwork between now and then, we'll bring it here. So. But as far as I know, I mean, I talked to the staff, I think for at least a couple weeks in a row now about this during our Tuesday syncs, like, hey, there's something that needs to get changed. Now's the time. But
Yeah.
this was the only other real exception that came up, and so some setbacks, permitted use for cannabis, and we can shoot in rural residential. I think it's a pretty good wrap for.
Might thin the deer herd in town out a little bit. Might save some flowers.
Yeah,
But yeah, okay. Chief Lane, anything else? Oh, sorry, Larry, go ahead.
so you're going to have a resolution then for us to look at next meeting?
Just information.
Yeah, information, what it looks like in the ordinance. The commission's happy with it. We'll send the recommendation to the city council and then we'll schedule a public hearing for one of our meetings.
When's the date of the next meeting? So I make sure I have it done by then.
What is it?
6 seconds.
Well, 6, now 13th. Second one.
Our meeting is second, right?
Yep, our meeting will be the 2nd.
Oh, so I need it done by July 2nd.
Correct.
All right, I'll have them done by then,
Be easy.
hopefully.
You want any type of motion to?
I don't think we need a motion right now
Okay.
for it. I think the,
Consensus?
yeah, consensus for sure. And it sounds like the commission's all right moving forward with this, so.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all for me today, Larry. Yeah, yes, sir.
So next meeting is July 2.
Yep, there is.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
Discussion. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
right?
Opposed, motion carried. Adjourn.
Good.